Hello everybody, my name is Noah Chen. I'm going to be your brewer for tonight's video, or today's video, or whatever temporal situation you have time walked into. I'm your brewer. Hello. I'm very excited to share today's deck with y'all today because it's pretty powerful. I've picked up some games with it, but more importantly, it's fun to play. And I call it Mardu Snowwalkers because it's in the Mardu colors. It plays a lot of snow spells, and also, it's got a lot of planeswalkers. So when you put them all together, anyways, let's take a look at the deck. And here it is. We'll talk about the spiciest cards first, which means first card we talk about will be the ×4 Valki, God of Lies, aka Tybalt, Cosmic Imposter. Now we do have some ways to reanimate this card, so it's definitely okay to play in the early game as Valki. Take a quick peek at the opponent's hand, throw them off for a turn or two by taking an important creature, and then they'll probably kill Valki, but that's okay because we have more of them. We're also going to be running ×4 Kaya the Inexorable. This is going to be the other Planeswalker we're running. Kaya is very good at grinding out long games. She can put ghost form counters on important creatures, and then if we wipe the board, those creatures go back into our hand. She can kill anything on the table that's not lands, but that rarely comes up. And then if we're able to ultimate her, we basically win the game because we're just able to then replay Kaya next turn or play Valki, which is very good, or Tybalt, which is even better than playing Valki for free. Another very important card in this deck, and one I've been having tons of fun with, is Draugr Necromancer. Draugr Necromancer is a 4/4 for 4 that exiles our opponent's creatures when they die, and then we can play those creatures and we can use snow mana as if it were mana of any color to pay those creatures. And the deck basically runs all snow manas, so being able to cast our opponent's creatures with Draugr Necromancer, not very hard. Normally the problem with Draugr Necromancer is you play it and then it dies, but in this deck we can either put ghost form counters on it with Kaya, so if our opponents do remove it, it just goes back to our hand, or we're able to reanimate it with Blood on the Snow, which is the other very important card in this deck. Blood on the Snow is a 6-mana sweeper that can hit either creatures or planeswalkers, which is sometimes important to hit planeswalkers. But then, after we sweep the board, we get to return a creature or planeswalker with CMC equal to the amount of snow mana we use to cast Blood on the Snow with. So because Blood on the Snow casts 6 in this deck, we can reanimate Kaya, Draugr Necromancer, or Valki. We can't reanimate Tybalt because he does cost 7, but reanimating Valki is sometimes very good because we get to look at our opponent's hand again, but more often than not, it's going to be Draugr Necromancer or Kaya. Blood on the Snow. If we're able to cast Blood on the Snow turn 6 and reanimate something, we go a very long way towards winning the game at that point. There's not a lot of decks that can bounce back reliably from that, and even if they do, guys, we have more Blood on the Snows, and we have more Kayas, and we have more Valkis and Tybalts, so if they deal with the first wave, they just have another one incoming, and it's normally just a couple turns away. So that's the main way this deck wins. Now, to get to that point, we do have to run some disruption in the early game, which means we kill things. We kill things with a ×2 Blood Chief's Thirst. We kill things with a ×3 Murderous Rider. We kill things with the ×3 Poison the Cup. Also, for our disruption, we're running ×3 Agonizing Remorse and ×2 Pelakka Predations. That's because this deck's worst matchups are with control. If you haven't noticed, we play a lot of very expensive spells that are very flashy and very, very juicy counter targets. We're looking at Tybalt, we're looking at Kaya, we're looking at Blood on the Snow, even Draugr Necromancer. Control players want to counter spells like that, which is very understandable. If I was the opponent, I would want to counter those spells as well. So we run Agonizing Remorse to get those counters out of their hand. Pelakka Predation can hit some counters, not all the counters, but can also hit other cards that we don't want to deal with later. And then finally we're running, I should probably mention the ×2 Farika's Libation, which, okay, I know what you're thinking, probably doesn't need to be there, and you are probably right, it probably doesn't. The only reason it is there is because I lost twice in a row to the same combo of Underworld Dreams into Peer into the Abyss. which is kind of embarrassing because that's a super janky combo that the opponent needs like 10 or 11 mana to play in one turn, and it happened 2 games in a row in best of 1, 2 different opponents playing the same deck, and I died the same way. Because when I played Kaya, which could remove one of their enchantments, they would just kill it, and it was horrible. So Farika's Libation is in there because it can snipe enchantments, add instant speed, and it can also sometimes make our opponent sacrifice, like, I don't know, a lone Dream Trawler, for instance, which is sometimes very important because Dream Trawler is a house. It's a mansion, let's be honest. Draugr Necromancer is a house. Dream Trawler is a mansion. Is that everything in the deck? Nope, we're running ×2 Birth of Meletis because we hate being run over by aggro, and sometimes we really need a wall and +2 life, and it helps keep mana in our hands. We're running ×3 Maze Mind Tomes because this deck has a problem keeping cards in its hand. It just likes to play them, and having a way to draw cards is nice. And that's it. That's every card in the deck. No, wait. No, it's not. We're running 3 Faceless Havens because this deck is kind of dirtily otherwise, and it needs a way to kill other decks that are kind of dirtily, like Sultai Yorion or some control decks. So Faceless Haven goes a long way to making sure those dirtily decks die. Great card, Faceless Haven. Highly recommended. And that is it. That is all the cards in the deck. Let's stop talking about it and let's go play it. We'll keep. Go ahead, foretell Poison the Cup. Wonder if they're on Angels. Or some control. Pyre of Heroes. I'm betting Angels. I'm betting Angels for sure. I'll go ahead and get that down. Say go. Pyre of Heroes. I wonder if that's enough payoff to make it work. Getting a creature, a slightly larger creature. If you have a lot of ETBs, and they foretell something, a Poison in the Cup of their own, perhaps? We'll get Faceless Haven down. We probably should have Faceless Haven last turn, so we could have attacked with it, but that's okay. They scry. We get our Kaya down, which is nice. Hopefully they can't, they don't have Murderous Rider or something to remove it at instant speed. Still have not seen a creature, which is interesting for a creature deck. I wonder if this isn't Poison the Cup. It might be the Foretell Angel. With like Death Touch Haste and Flying. It might be that one. And they foretell something else. So they're willing to take this smack from the Faceless Haven. But I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna Kaya. We could have exiled this, but I'm gonna wait till they play a creature first. So they could flash in the haste, or not flash in, they could play the haste creature, attack with it, sacrifice it, and then get a 4-drop. I think the haste creature is a 3-costed creature. That's not bad. That's not a bad turn. So do you sacrifice this? Never another age enters the battlefield. You want 2 Pyre of Heroes. That seems greedy to me. I don't know about you, but that feels greedy. Well, the good news for me is that I am going to steal your Youthful Valkyrie. Oops. Is it a Poison the Cup? If it's the haste creature, surely they would hit the Kaya, right? So it does an ultimate? It seems like that should really be their priority. Starnheim Unleashed is not going to be fast enough. I think we just play out all their stuff. We could Blood on the Snow and then play out their stuff next turn. So we kind of get to keep their stuff. How much do I like that? Or do we save up the Blood on the Snow to get even more value? I mean, we get the Kaya back anyway next turn, so the reanimation isn't huge for me. I think I'm just gonna start playing out their stuff. Boom. Boom. Should we attack? We get the Grim Draugr back. We get to cast Kaya for free. I think we'll attack. One free Grim Draugr. Or Draugr Necromancer. Why do I keep calling him Grim Draugr? Have I been doing that this whole time? Let me know in the comments. It's entirely possible. I'll end turn. Okay, Space Moose. So you can sack these to get a 1-drop. Very exciting. Go ahead, block there. I'll hold up the Poison the Cup for the last minute, just to see if they play anything spicy. Dream Devourer. That will be my Dream Devourer, thank you. You know when you sacrifice this, I get it, right? Do you realize that? You're about to. And now you know I'm just gonna kill your 3-drop and take it too. I was about to say you could sacrifice it, but then of course I get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, I have Valky mana or Tybalt's mana, so I need no more mana. All my mana needs are spoken for. Kaya, come back to me. Yes. I could just start foretelling things with Dream Devourer. I think I'm gonna... Let's just take care of one of his angels. He could sack it here for a 1-drop. They do not. I'll play out Dream Devourer. This will be fun. I guess I probably shouldn't foretell Blood on the Snow, huh? Well, I don't need to get back at Kaya anymore. So it's okay if I only spend 4 snow mana on it, because I can get back the Draugr Necromancer. And that's really my only other target, so I'll foretell that. And I think I'll just take a peek at their hand. Just to truly strip them of choices, if they have any left. At least any that I can interact with. Resolve. No attacks. I am pretty happy I got that Doomscar out of their hand at this point. Although I guess it doesn't matter, I can always get Draugr Necromancer back with Blood on the Snow. I'm in a pretty good position. I feel good about this. Rally the ranks, sure. Yeah. No shit you do, Angel. Please, kill my Kaya. I want it again next turn for free. So I can exile more things. Yes! And now you destroy all creatures. Okay. Opponent says good game. I will also say good game. Play out my Draugr Necromancer. Well. Get in while the getting's good. And draw a card. Now, opponent did say good game, but they're still here. Ah, the salt rope. No, okay. Very glad we're not getting the salt rope. Alright, against kimchi. No? Kimchi. I'm not even hungry, I just ate and I'm still making those mistakes. Alright. I can keep this. I can keep this for sure. I would like an untapped black source, but we'll get it. We'll get it. It's probably an opt. No? A 1-drop they didn't want to cast. Ruin Crab, that makes sense. That makes sense. You want to get value off that Ruin Crab. Evolving Wilds. Okay. Wonder if this is rogues with just, you know, just a lot of fetch lands. Well, I'll go ahead poison the cup. No need for us to get milled out too aggressively. Do you think they can mill us again? Double Ruin Crab? We'll make them have it. Oh, well, there goes our Valky. Can we hit another tutelage? We cannot. So it is rogues. Okay, it's rogues plus mill. Rogues plus tutelage. So they have their counterspells online. Right? Yeah. Well, we might as well make him use it now, so they don't counter a Planeswalker later. Unless they have a Heartless Act and they can remove it. Okay. He's delaying making the choice. They are delaying making the choice. And they counter it. Okay. Man. I'm very glad we got rid of that Ruin Crab. That's 2 more fetch lands they've hit since we killed it. No Kaya in the yard yet, which is a little frustrating. Let's go ahead and get this done. We're gonna play this so we can be sure we have Blood on the Snow mana, and then we're gonna pass the turn. I would really like to see Kaya in the yard so we could reanimate it. There's one, followed by a Valky. Okay. If we can slow down this tutelage, I think we'll be pretty good. Alright, let's stop that from happening. No counters whatsoever, that's what I like to see. Goodbye. I wonder what his cards is. Are they all land? It's not into this story. It's nothing at instant speed. I think it could be all lands. How many tomes are in there? Yard. 1, 2. 2 tomes in the yard. Of One Mind. He must have just decked that. Sure, Ruin Crab. Okay. More mills. Oof. No! Do we have to take out this Ruin Crab? Oh no. Man, Faceless Haven would have been really nice too. Well, let's go ahead and attack. Okay. I mean, Kaya's dead anyway, might as well take out the Ruin Crab. Wait, I'm trying to count my Valkyries in the yard. Well, God. It's just Ruin Crab Central over here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to come back from this. There's a poison in the cup. Might as well foretell it to scry. Okay. This is good for us. I don't think opponent thought this one through. Nope, nope. I'm honestly not sure there's a way we can actually win this. 9 cards in the yard, we're gonna deal. I'm not sure we have enough damage coming at them to close it out. And of course, they might just have more mills. Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, Not loving how this is turning out. That's not gonna do it. No, he's got it. They've got it. That's very frustrating. This looks like another hand that could definitely get me mana screwed. I don't know what to do. I'll keep it because I have the Agonizing Remorse, and I can take something from them. Oh boy. Oh boy. We'll take their Garruk, I suppose. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Now, don't be a wilt gamer, Lil Mayo. Don't be a wilt gamer. You have something. Oh, Heroic Intervention, of course. Did you find a 3-drop? Will you play the Ringheart Crest? No to the crest, alright. Get that scry. Land, land, land. We'll take it. Me's turn. And we pass. Foretelling Poison the Cup is, of course, tempting, but I think I'd rather draw out the tome. And if they play anything that we have to kill with Poison the Cup, we can. But I like drawing cards. Okay, I think we let that happen instead of killing it. Nice. So if we exile this, unless they have a Vorinclex, well no, they can't. They are 4 mana. So I feel pretty good about this. I do fear the haste attack from Vorinclex, but it can't happen this turn. It cannot happen. You can't do it. Vorinclex attack could be this turn, though. So instead, we just foretell. Sad goes form counter on nothing. And say go. Next turn, we can Drago Necromancer and then hold up Poison the Cup for their sneaky Klex. Ah. Okay. This is good. Alright. My fear of Vorinclex is much less so now. Well, it is not true. Because if we play a Kaya while they have a Vorinclex out, we can't kill it because it only goes up to 2 counters, unfortunately. Learned that one the hard way. They Heroic Intervention. Okay. If I kill this now and they do have the Vorinclex, I'm screwed. So I can't kill it now. I guess that's why they did that. Blizzard Brawl. And because they knew I would take it. Okay. That's the move. They're not gonna top deck it. There's no way! That doesn't happen in real life. This is real life. You are coming in. I'll take you up on that offer. Oh no. The shuffler is fine, there's nothing wrong with the shuffler. Everything we know is fine. And they scoop! Everything truly is fine, alright. Goodbye, Mono Green. Thank you for your service. I get to go first. I have a tome in hand. What more could a fella ask for? Is it my birthday? It feels like my birthday. Opponent mulligans once. Hopefully not trickery, they really seem to be thinking about the second mulligan. I say hopefully not trickery, it's not really a good deck, unless you do of course turn to Ugin, in which case it's a fantastic deck. But I'm feeling not trickery. The second tome. This brewer is pleased. All right. I think I'll actually hold it up to draw. No need to double tome, not yet. Sultai Snow. That's a fun deck, Sultai Snow. With the Yorn and other things. I am getting curious, though. I'm a curious gamer. Show me what you've got. Resolve. I still get to see your hand, I believe, but I do not get to take anything. Coma, Binding, Disdainful Stroke. Alright. It's like that then, I see. I'm sort of glad we got that Soul Shatter out of the way now. It means they can't shatter our Faceless Haven. Which very well might be coming to say hi this turn. They do have a Typhoon, they can chump block. You know they didn't draw mana last turn. Wait, they played a mana, right? I forget. They will chump with the Baby Shark. That's okay. Opponent doing what they must to stay alive. Respect. Respect. And I hold up to draw again. I'll put the stop on the instep just in case I don't hit land. Will they tap down? Do they have it in them? They do have it in them. Will keep me from drawing one card with Tome, and gaining 4 life, of course. No more need for that. I feel like I should hit them. Hit achieved. Now we tome it up. Opponent did bring their Field of Ruin. Thankfully I brought 2 Faceless Havens. Opponent will have to find their second Field of Ruin. I welcome it. Will you tap down again? Tapping down again would be the mistake here, of course. And it looks like they know it. We'll go ahead and make them use their Field of Ruin. Go ahead, draw with the mana while we can. Resolves. Oh, I didn't put red mana in here, did I? Or mountains, I should say. I do have red mana. But not mountains. Well then. We do have the Blood and the Snow in hand, so if they counter our Kaya, we can get her back. Of course, they do have 2 Disdainful Strokes, but they'll have to tap down eventually if they want to play this Coma. Right? I mean, of course, not necessarily. They could just keep ramping. There's our boy. We've seen a Shark Typhoon, so I technically should hold up the... Oh! I can't put... Okay. Or do I Blood on the Snow? If I just get back a Valkyrie, and that's not very good. Hey, there's some red mana. Almost forgot to put a counter on nothing there for a second. Can't forget to put a counter on nothing, boys and girls. And people. Can't afford to not put a counter on nothing. You're breaking my heart. Of course, this is probably why they tapped out in the first place, no? Most assuredly. So are we back to Faceless Havening them? I mean, they counter the Valky. They counter the Blood on the Snow. Right? Yeah, they counter the Blood on the Snow. But we have to get rid of the counters somehow. Let's Faceless Haven it up. Opponent has nothing. We could Valky to see their hand. How much is that worth? Not enough, I reckon. Not enough. Might as well see what we draw. If it's Draugr Necromancer, we can slam that. It is not. So they're hoping to draw another Soul Shatter. Or a blocker would do fine, I suppose. That ramps them. They're probably, what, ramping to Ugin, maybe? So do Blood on the Snow now? I mean, this has to die. Cannot be taking 6 damage a turn. We could offer them the trade with Faceless Haven first. We need to get some of these counters out of their hand. We need to do that. I think Blood on the Snow might be... Oh, well, that'll do it. I knew I put in some anti-control tech in here. Thank you, Agonizing Remorse. Tell you what, you agonize and you remorse. Oh, bloody hell. They're a Blood on the Snow of their very own. What can they get back with that? They can't get back Coma. I mean, we take the Disdainful Stroke, right? Or just the Saw It Coming. One counterspell down. Blood on the Snow gets the second counterspell out of their hand. And we can still draw a card. But it doesn't kill this. And I'm not sure I want to take 6. I'm not sure I want to take 6. So we're gonna have to kill this. 'Tis just that simple. And then I think we just keep on getting in with Faceless Haven. And force them to play a blocker or die. Which of course they can. They have one right there. We have more removal for it though. Removal that they can't counter unless they just drew it. Because all my removal is less than 4 CMC. Quite a conundrum. Okay. Sure. I'll go ahead draw here. Or scry and gain the life. Enjoy paying 4 mana to ramp next turn into a tap to land. Now you gotta play the Murderous Rider. You're tapped out. You don't play the Murderous Rider. So I hit you in the face. I guess you play the Murderous Rider next turn? Go ahead, foretell that. And say go. You gotta put a lot of creatures on the floor, my dude. You can do it. Or top deck the Ultimatum, which you did not do, thankfully. Creature number 1. And they can still hold up Disdainful Stroke. Fine. Creature number 2. Okay, we have this. You're dead. Scry 2. I will take the Faceless Haven, just in case I somehow miscalculated this. Resolve. You sacrifice a creature, not an enchantment. That would truly mess me up. We'll tell our opponents, well, we'll wait. No need to be rude. Power up the Faceless Haven. Now we say good game. Das Vidanya. Alright, and we are back. Hello, by the way, you can see my face once again. How are you? But we're back with the deck in the post-game wrap-up. And I'm very happy with how this deck performed. Pretty reliably, if we're able to cast Blood on the Snow on turn 6, normally we win the game after that. Or, of course, if we're able to Ultimate Kaya, we win the game after that. The biggest problems with this deck is then surviving to turn 6. In best of 3, this is easy because we can sideboard in a bunch more removal if we're going up against aggro. But in best of 1, it means Turbo Scrying with Maze Mind Tome to gain some life, hoping and praying we find a Birth of Meletis, and just killing everything we can with our removal until that point. The other big problem I did have in testing this deck is against Rakdos. Admittedly, that was before I put in the Agonizing Remorses, which go a long way towards exiling Cruxas either from their hand or from their graveyards. Otherwise, if you're going up against Rakdos or anything with those creatures that can just keep on coming back, those recursive threats, it's just imperative that we get Draugr Necromancer onto the field to exile those threats and to block, of course. Otherwise, the deck does pretty well. You know, it has some game against some other Dirtly decks. You know, Sultai Urion pops off something crazy and gets, like, I don't know, Kiora Best the Sea God and a Tybalt out or something like that. Well, we have Blood on the Snow, and we have Murderous Rider, and we have things that can deal with that. Fabrika's Libation, you know, make them sacrifice their 8/8 hexproof. There's things we can do against those grindy decks that make those matchups actually typically go in our favor. It is when aggro rears its head that we sort of have to do some tricky things and hope that our hand isn't full of, like, Kayas and Draugr Necromancers. Anyways, that's enough about the deck. If you like what you saw today, please like and subscribe. Of course, it helps us out a lot, and it ensures that you can see more of our content when it comes out. Speaking of content, I'm very happy to announce we'll have a Commander series coming out very soon. Me and some friends have been coming up with some fun themes to build decks around, and more importantly, all the decks that we play in our Commander series will be on MTGO, and they're under 5 tickets, which means these decks are free for you guys to play with as well. So I know a lot of people are stuck in quarantine and looking for ways to have fun with the game that they love, and playing the game for free on Magic Online is a great way to do it. So definitely stay tuned for that coming out. We're going to have some deck techs based on that series as well, so all my Commander players, look out for that. My Standard players, of course, I will still be here putting out Standard content. Have no fear. I'm here for the Standard grind because I love it so much. Alright, everybody. I've been talking for long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to stay healthy in these crazy times. That's the #1 thing. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Peace out.